I'll be hosting Mitch. We'll see who shows up. There's a lot of people MIA from DevCon Bogota stuff. We can start with check-ins, how you're feeling, what your focus is this week, and your intentions for the call. I am feeling actually pretty good. Ready for more conferences today. Focus for the week is mostly DevCon. And yeah, I probably shouldn't commit to more than that. Intentions for the call is to facilitate. And I'll pass it to Ashley.
Hey everybody, I'm feeling really good today. I'm excited for this week. There's a lot of exciting things happening here and the sun is shining today and it feels great. My focus for this week is also DevCon and just making sure that the small commitments that I do have that I follow through on those. Intentions for the call, just to go through the agenda and to sync up. Also, maybe to talk about call recording, since there's now a gap in our call recording, and maybe empower some people to record calls going forward. I'm recording this one, so no worries, and I will pass it to Danny.
Are you there, Danny? You're muted. Okay. If you get unmuted, just speak up. Otherwise, I'm going to pass it. Oh.
Did I get you now?
Yeah.
Do you have me now? Okay, great. I'm on a bus. I'm finally making my way back home. Somehow I keep putting myself in the path of hurricanes. So I got stuck in San Jose. Other than that, I'm excited to listen in. And this week, since I've taken on a praise role on that team, I'm going to be working on a role proposal. So to that end, this week, I don't know if there's anything that you guys see that that would be helpful for me to consider including in a role proposal or consider coming back to contribute some time to. I'd love to hear about that as I start putting that together this week and diving into how to bring rewarding our contributors up a notch. That's all. I'm jealous that you all are in Bogota. Enjoy the sunshine, and I will pass it to Jake.
Thanks, Danny. I'm feeling tired. Probably only going to get worse because I got some family coming in town. My focus for this week is donors and fundraising, as well as a couple partnerships, trying to strengthen those moving forward. Intentions for this call, always whatever you give us, Mitch, and I will pass it on to Monique.
Hey everybody, I'm good. I'm trying to finalize the release plan, my old agenda for the last week, and also remove the blockers for devs this week. And also my intention for the call is just to take a look at the agenda, try to vote and be in the loop. I'll pass it on to Nick Balls.
Thank you. I'm feeling great this week. It's a bit cold here in my place, but it's okay. My focus for the week is I'll be facilitating buddy calls, organizing buddy documents. So I've noticed that there are lots of buddy calls happening this week. That makes me happy, and also some small HR and contributor follow-up tasks. And my intention for this call is to sync up and be updated. I'm passing to Ashley.
So Ashley already went, but we can give it to Rochelle.
Hi everyone, happy Monday. I'm feeling great and kind of sleepy already. And my focus for this week is to follow up on some of the early contributors and also the working group allocations for everyone so that we could have the figures ready for the working group budgets. And then intentions for the call is to give reminders for those concerns. And I'll pass it to Yas.
Thanks, Rochelle. Hi, everyone. Feeling quite all right. Managed to get off work early as well, so happy to be on this call with you all. My intentions for the week is continue with the fundraising. We are progressing with the Optimism Grant as well, looking for some delegates or members of their committee to kind of pass it and put it on. Some pitching calls related to fundraising. And with this call, I would like to just get the updates and be synced up as well. Then I'll pass it to, let's see, I think Tropical Mango hasn't gone yet.
Yep. Thank you. So my intention is to sync up with everyone, and like Danny too, I'm working on my role proposal. So if anybody has feedback or maybe some key projects that you think I would be great to jump in for, I'd love to hear it, because then I can put it in. And so that's my main focus for the week. And also connecting with Ahmed to do kind of like start working on these email journeys to optimize and create them and everything like that. So I will pass it to, let me just check the grid. Ooh, it's getting tough. Corey?
Hey, thanks. Feeling pretty good. It's just getting cold here in Germany, but otherwise, at least it's still sunny for now. And my focus for the week is just prepping comms for the next stage of the launch for Give Power and supporting wherever necessary while everyone's on the ground in Bogota. And otherwise, my intention for the call is to follow along with the agenda and see where I can support. And feeling pretty focused, so no distractions. And it is a good question, actually, who to pass it to.
Franco.
I can take it. Yeah, the last one, I guess. Hey, everybody. I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling okay. Yeah. Focus for the week is continuing recruiting quantifiers for the rewards group. So if you haven't answered the message that I put on the new channel, rewards, I think it's called rewards. And if you can just say, yes, sign me in, I can sign you up as a quantifier, and just keep on working on the docs. And that's it. Intentions for the call, just sync up, see what's going on, and pass it back to you, Mitch.
Thanks. All right. Looks like we got a small crew today, but that's all right. We'll hopefully get some stuff done in the call here. Just a note from Danny's check-in, if you need any help with your role proposal, Nico is definitely the person to talk to for that, okay? Or did she leave the call? She's still there. Okay. Well, you're on the bus, so hopefully you heard me, but check in with Nico. Priority agenda items. Just a small one here. Give me some feedback. I'm going to be having my buddy call, but it'll be this week, hopefully. But I really want some feedback from people on how I'm doing. So please just take 5 minutes and fill that out for me so I can improve the way I contribute. Not too many people here on the ground in Bogota, but I was wondering if we needed to cancel anything. Maybe just from lack of bandwidth from people here. Maybe Ashley, if you have any things that maybe we just can't deal with this week, or Kotabe. Kotabe and Almond. Cool. Then I think if that's the case, then it should be business as usual this week. The nice thing is that all of our calls will still be relatively in the morning for us here.
Yeah, I mean, you do you, but like my recommendation is actually the other way around, really. But I mean, that's just me. But my experience and my experience of everybody else at something like DEF CON is you don't want to. I mean, Griff still holds the cause even in the night. We did have a community call in DEF CON, but yeah, I wouldn't mind missing one and telling TJ to do it next week. You'll probably meet him there.
We've been chasing this guy down for a month, so let's do it. And if Ashley's on top of it, then let's make it happen.
I get it.
Maybe I'll let this go, and we'll move on to recording calls. If you want to talk about that, Ashley.
Yeah, as many of you may have noticed, Jess is no longer contributing to Giveth and is not recording our calls anymore. I think it's really important for Giveth. I linked here under the agenda point, a link to a message that I made in the Discord about why it's important that we have transparency and we record calls. It's a great resource for everybody involved in the community, and it's really important that all our calls are recorded. So there is a tutorial here under learn how. Zepti from the TEC made a great tutorial on how to use OBS. And so I want to empower all of you to record calls, or if you're facilitating a call, check in to make sure that somebody's recording it or streaming it at the beginning. It's really easy since it's been really nice having her around and she just comes in and records. We don't have to think about it, but if we're facilitators, that should be something we think about at the beginning of the call. Is there somebody here streaming or recording? So if you guys want to learn or want more information than what's already provided here in these two links, reach out to me and I'd be happy to help you empower you to record calls. For right now, I'm working on figuring out how I can help people to live stream in a decentralized way that doesn't have to give everybody access to the Gmail and everything, so in a decentralized way that way. But for now, just record it on your local and you can send it to me and I can upload it onto the YouTube.
Hey Ash, I didn't know that Jess wasn't working anymore, and I already learned the ropes with OBS, so I volunteer if anyone needs. If Corey, you need me to record the comms call, or if anyone needs a call to be recorded, you can count on me.
Oh, thanks, Franco. That's great.
Thanks. That's awesome. I literally was just thinking oh, okay, I need to figure this out. So yeah, maybe in the meantime, yeah, I could probably use your support. Thanks.
If I remember, I think the TEC has a bot or a separate account that's just called a recorder, and it just jumps into calls.
Yeah, I was talking
that's
about it, but it's not ready, and they're having a lot of bugs, and it's not really working. It's only working for audio, I guess, right now.
I was just researching that because it's the simplest solution, and yeah, can confirm audio seems to work pretty fine, but that's actually a viable alternative if we to video recording. For transparency reasons, at least.
How do you want to follow up on this, Ashley? Do you just want to leave it here? Do you want to post it somewhere in the Discord?
It's posted in the Discord. There's a link to the message that I put there in the agenda, so the Discord message, and it's pinned in the comms channel, the tutorial video. So if you guys need to reference it, you can do it there. It's mostly just a PSA. I don't think we really need to bring this up in next week's call or anything, unless we see a lot of gaps.
Cool. All right. Any questions or comments before we move on? Cool. Great. This is another one here. Add more stable coins to the NICE token. Right now we have DAI and several forms of wrap DAI. It came up because we got a nice donation in USDC to Giveth. and technically they wouldn't be eligible, but like it seems like something that's pretty harmless just to add them to the list. And give them nice tokens. And then I'm wondering going forward if we should update to include more stable coins that would be eligible to receive nice in return. So the no-brainer would be adding USDC. Talking with Griff last night, we could add USDT, we could add SUSD. There's no shortage of USDC stable coins, but where's the limit? And does anybody have any objections? At least
my limit is only if we identify something with a very weak bridge. I mean, it's hard. Like, how should we know? But so no Terra, like how can be avoid like having like a weak token there? But in general, I think this is very nice. It would probably also be cool to add more, like as far as I know, more fiat pairs are being created, like S-Euro or whatever.
S-Euro, yeah. Okay.
Can you hear me, Mitch?
I can hear Danny and I can hear Rod Mamin. If you're talking to us, we can hear you. If you're not talking to us, please mute. Thanks. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Danny.
no, I just wanted to point out that we have a process for forum posts to add as the individual ones have come up. So I would love to see a forum post on what are the next ones we should be adding, and then is there an exception to give someone benefits on a token that was not already added? I'd want to see that there too.
Yeah, that was for donating on the DApp in general, but this is specific to the NICE token because we said we only wanted stables, and then we decided on DAI. So we accept those on the app, like we accept donations for USDC, we accept donations for USDT, and we give them givebacks for those donations. So the question is, should they also get NICE tokens when they donate those same tokens to Giveth?
I guess my only concern would be, is that a double dip of benefits? But like I said, it sounds like it's something new. We just need to decide.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the immediate thing is we add USDC to make this donation eligible for NICE. And then if we get another stable token donated to Giveth, maybe we deal with it piecemeal.
I don't know. It seems to me like we should be able to set up a list of the known, trusted stable coins and do it all at once.
I mean, DAI is collateralized by USDC anyway, so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and just to move this forward, are there any objections to adding USDC to this and giving this person NICE tokens? Okay. Great. Let's move on. Sorry, I was just getting that down. Great. So we did the priority things. Multi-sig transactions. We've got this one to top up the token distro from extending the Give Garden staking rewards from August 19th to October 4th. This is on the liquidity multi-sig on Gnosis chain. So if you're a signer, that is ready to go. In the snapshot, we've got the regen farms for S-Euro DAI and S-Euro single staking. And that needs a lot more support. And that will be open until the 12th. So please engage with that on Snapshot. And in the Give Garden, we've got the Sea of Hearts radio project interviews. that's set to pass in just a little over 2 days. But if you've got some give just lying around, go ahead, wrap it, and show some support for this. In our give, we are swamped with token requests. So this needs a lot of love here. You can see some people made some mistakes putting up their role proposals. Just make sure you follow the instructions and do this right. And go ahead and get yours up and vote on them as well. So if you're in the NR Give, go ahead and please engage there. And I think that's it for active votes, besides the token log forever and always. Are there any questions or comments around this stuff? Okay. Well, pending bounties for approval. I threw this one up a few days ago, basically just asking for 3,800 give to translate some articles into Portuguese and Turkish to keep them in line with the document translations that we have already actual on the documentation website. So is there anybody who is opposed to this? Or his questions? Okay. There's a soft poll there. Once this 5 days is up, if there's no comments, I'm just going to throw it right up onto DWork and open it up for submissions. All right. Going into the forum, we've got this article from Kai. The future of Giveth Trace. Maybe you want to talk about this if you want, Kai?
Sure. I hope the baby isn't too loud. Oh, she's leaving. Like with everything, the forum post says it all. We spend a lot of resources on Trace, so it's kind of hard, to say goodbye. But to be realistic, we have no usage, no users, and we incur costs for running it. Good example, and also manpower for maintenance. Good example is Rinkeby was dropped from Infura over the weekend. So Amin had to, on the weekend, change the RPC endpoint to something that still works, which is not easy because there's only one public endpoint available for Rinkeby, as far as I know of. And this is just the beginning. Because of the bridging, it has like a little bit of a legacy problem. Rinkeby will stop working after half a year. That's what Lauren said. I didn't research that, but or at least official support would be dropped, something like that. In general, even if it works now, it will not work at some point due to change, due to the code base, due to some packages. Who knows? We are not checking it really, not updating it, and vulnerabilities can creep in. Long story short, I have a few suggestions how we can move on. I would just really love to hear from many people, especially the ones that are using it right now. As far as I know, that's Griff. I know Freshell uses it. Yeah. That's it.
Thanks, Kai. This was something that was on my mind last night. I was thinking about that there's a lot of projects that have very small amounts of money that just aren't allowed to take those funds out because we put the gas limit restriction on. So there's going to be some different decisions we have to make about how to either give a timeline for projects to get their funds out or reimburse them back to the original donor wallets in one way or another. But either way, I'll put that up on the post. Thank you so much for getting that started. It was on my mind too.
Thank you, Dan. You mentioned a good point. Just what I want to suggest is let's right now focus on really the simple decision: do we want to retire it or not? Because like if we decide to retire it, this will be a whole different discussion. Because of course, we cannot switch it off and leave people's money somewhere. I mean, these are smart contracts; they might be able to get them out, but yeah, that's of course a very important point.
I think this has been a long time coming. I've really I think it will be nice I'm in favor of retiring it. I think that it will be nice for us to finally be able to focus just on one DApp as far as dev resources and maintaining stuff. I think that we should have, if we are going to choose to retire it, we should do some sort of retrospective of what we learned from Trace, if there's anything that we want to port over into our current DApp, functionality wise, things like that, just kind of like a review or something.
So right now I see maybe 3 options. One is bring it up to speed or maintain it. One is just let it go, and then the other one is retire it. I think. Go ahead, Kai.
No, I mean, did you mean we cannot just, not abandon it in that way? That would be very unprofessional. But maybe I understood you wrong. I mean, it is
not a good one.
It is an okay. It is an option.
What I think this post needs is maybe just throw up a quick poll there, Kai. I think it's been up for a week now. So
I really like the. Sorry. Yeah, I really like the comments I got there. I'll leave for today if anybody else wants to put a comment there, and then I will make a poll with what I feel are the most valid options.
I'd just like to add that Griffin and I talked about that the last time that we will be using Trace for the common stack payments is for the month of September. So yeah, we encountered we already encountered the issues of not being able to accept the Trace or editing it because of the issues with the Rinkiby network over the weekend. So yeah, we're trying to push this last batch of payments, and then starting October we would be paying the common stack people directly, what we're doing with Giveth and with others. So yeah, that's the goal for now, that just to push this last batch of payments in Trace and then move out of Trace to pay them.
Great. So we'll look forward to that poll, and if anyone else has any opinions that we didn't capture on the meeting, go ahead and throw it in the forum. Next topic here is the impact stories, and I was talking to Ashley a bit about this. We talked about this last week. We said maybe 12 one-hour episodes was a bit too much to start with, and then Pauline offered to do one pilot episode for 300 DAI. And I think where we got stuck is how do we decide that we want to do this and go ahead with the pilot episode and then pay out the 300 DAI? Should this person make a gardens proposal and then basically everybody can signal on it? It would be so small though that it could basically pass with very little support.
Yeah, it seems like if we could just agree on the amount that it's okay that $300 is an okay amount, I think that's really where our blocker is. And I mean, it doesn't really matter whether we choose Garden's proposal or Bounty or whichever way we choose to give it to her. I think it's more so the decision that needs to be confirmed is the amount.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fact that it would go back through some.
Because
I think this is a really good example. Oh, yes.
Go ahead, Danny.
Sorry, I just think it's a good example, like to get some real small things through on the gardens. I'd love to see more use of the gardens, transparency, and some small ones that go through quickly. It'd be really nice to see that kind of activity get completed. So that's my vote. Put it up on the garden.
Yeah, this is where I'm confused too with this bounty thing, because it's like somebody proposes to build something and then after the fact we build a bounty for them and then we just rubber stamp it and pay them out. Like, I'm not really sure what this bounty thing is supposed to be used for anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can put up the bounty and she can self-assign herself, and then we just choose that, approve that.
Is it a bounty or are we just paying them?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Because a bounty is like, oh, I need some work done, and then you post a bounty for it. It's not like somebody comes to you with something they want to propose, and then you make a bounty for it. It's like, no. I think maybe the easiest thing is just put on the Give Garden. She'd probably need to have 5,000 give, or somebody just do it.
Yeah, that's the thing about the gardens, is then somebody from our team has to put up the deposit for them, which I mean is fine. I don't mind doing that for her. I did it for the Sea of Hearts one. It's just that's the one like hurdle that I see from using gardens for something like this.
Yeah. Well, the point is that if you want to use the gardens, you have to be a stakeholder. That's the utility implied. Okay. Does anyone have any other ideas?
Okay. I have one idea.
What's your idea, Almond?
What if we ask like a 10 minutes like pilot program, like not the entire show, and just like 10 minutes like snippet of how these will sound, meaning like the format or like the sections, or like she presenting the guest. Maybe there's no one that needs actually like to be interviewed, but only like a quick frame or like piece of the product.
So how would she do that without actually producing something?
Well, that's the point. Like, you have 10 minutes and then you just like introduce the show. And then like present the sections of the show, and maybe an interviewer that's not there, and maybe that can be a way to not charge the $300 for one show that may be good or may not be good.
Mm-hmm. And it's only one show, and if it's good, then she would like to make 11 more.
Yeah. Maybe that's okay.
I agree. If this is a demo, maybe it's just really for her to show us one demo. She does it for free, and then we, based on it, decide if we can give her 12 more and pay actually for it.
Sorry, or even when the demo is out, like we can decide whether we want to like continue like with her proposal and agree on the 12, or maybe just like do another proposal and be like, how about like one every 2 months, and you have to do like another proposal and like explain what it's going to be about. Since we have the demo, we already know how it's going to be, and just like pick a topic or something. I don't know, just saying.
Yeah, she said she was gonna have a demo for us today, but then she had some audio issues, so there should be in the forum post. She made a post yesterday, saying that they had some audio issues. So she is working on making a demo for us right now. I'm not sure if she expects to get paid for what it is that she's creating. I can't really tell.
So I just want to summarize what I'm hearing here. It seems like most people right now are skeptical about paying out 300 DAI for a 1 hour podcast. Nobody seems to be totally gung-ho on it.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed expensive since the beginning, and I think multiple people have mentioned that in there. I have said that I feel like that's a little bit expensive, especially with the Sea of Hearts one. It's like $100 per episode for 3 people working on it, and I realized like regionally, Mexico is a lower wage than France, but at the same time, it's like, we have to take into consideration what the output is here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I think
I just want to say one little thing that like it's highly unrealistic. $300 is a steal. If you tell me there are 3 people working on this, I worked in media. This is nothing. You will get half a day from me for this if you're lucky. On whatever media.
Only one person on these impact stories.
Yeah, so if the quality is nice, what I would really look at is the general volume, but something like the impact stories, like with the pilot episode, it sounds really cool, but maybe we don't need, so many. But I really like to have a test, and like honestly, 300 DAI is, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Depending on profession or like the, like how the voice sounds, how the mixing is and stuff. Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. If it's good quality, it would be worth it, but we just don't know because we haven't really seen anything. She's got some demo work, but it's all in French and other languages that it's really hard to tell what the tone's like and stuff. So it's hard to make a call of whether 300 DAI is worth it, which is why we asked her to do a demo before committing to 12 episodes.
Okay. So what I hear is that we should wait for this demo before we do anything. And if it looks good, then we put it on the gardens. Okay. Does that seem like a reasonable course?
Yes.
Yes, sure. I think so.
Great. Thank you. All right, let's drop down here into Giveth working groups. I saved this one from last week, and I was wondering if there's anything else we needed to follow up on, Nico?
Yeah, as per last week, we wanted that one to be posted as a forum post and that everyone can leave a comment. So it's actually up in the forum already. I'll just grab the link and paste it there. So for those feedback that has not been addressed yet, for each working group, please check on that forum post. Yeah, that's right. Thanks, Mitch. And yeah, the link to the summary of Giveth evaluation responses is there. So a lot of people have commented already on that one and explained and also addressed some of the responses. But yeah, for those who have not yet checked that one, please check on that one. Groups, working group. Sorry, I'm a bit lost.
One comment. I'm curious why you made a forum post linking to a Google Doc instead of just putting it all as a forum post.
Sorry. You're a forum post about a Google Doc.
Yeah.
Oh, you were referring to the working group. Sorry, Mitch.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I was a bit lost. I was talking about the Giveth evaluation.
Yeah,
okay.
Sorry.
For the working group, okay, that one, for calling all the stewards, and the members of each working group to please check on that one. So that document that we have in there is a summary document of all the working groups Giveth, and it's explained in there what they do. So please check on that one and put all the other tasks that you do in that working group so that other people and contributors know what you're up to. And yeah, we know what we guys are doing in each working group. So yeah, it's arranged in there. Yeah, per working group. So for the
I got confused too. This is what. Yeah, you're right. Go ahead.
Yep. So that one, it's only one document that we have. So when you click on that, on those hyperlinks at the topmost part of the page, it will lead you to each working group. So yeah.
Okay. And what's going to be the final output once we have this good enough?
Yeah, the final output for that one is to create a document. That one is just a draft document for each working group because we don't. We want to have clarity on what each working group is working on and what the purpose of that working group is. So that one is just a draft document for us to put everything in there, like all the information per working group. So the output that we want to do is to have a final document and to update everything in Sobo with each working group, and yeah, just to gather everything all the information that we need per working group.
Yeah.
I'd also like to add that that document will serve as a guide for the contributors in creating their role proposals and for contributors to visit it every month when they try to tag their working hours to what working group. So I believe that that document itself is already the final output and will be used as a guide for all the contributors. So this was actually raised when Claire tried to visit every role proposal, and there are some tasks that are overlap with other working groups. So this would be like a great way to set like boundaries and clarification on the different working groups. So yeah, and
So
also
my big thing here is that where are you going to put it? Are you going to leave it in this Google Doc? Or are you going to post it somewhere?
we probably post it in the contributors category in the Giveth forum.
Okay, cool. And my only ask is that we move away from this practice of creating forum posts linking to Google Docs. I'd rather, like, if you can just put, assuming it's fine, like you put the final content as a forum post instead of burying it in layers of platforms.
Not only that, sorry for jumping in, but it's a high security risk. Please never do that. Never share Google Docs with anybody. Never click a link from Google Docs that you got from anyone. Ask them for a different thing.
Well, and also I'd like to say that in our Notion, we have a section for each working group. So I think that like the Notion might be a good place for it to live as well. I'm not sure. Like, you know.
But if you want to use it, yeah, sure. Anyway, I'll leave it at your discretion, but yeah, let's just move away from posting things, linking to other platforms. It's just like, yeah, it gets a bit crazy.
Sorry, can I ask you a question? Some devs asking me how to fill this, reporting thing, because usually, for example, we have a definition of the Give Economy working group, dev working group, and the dev working group. And, I think we don't have this kind of separation in our mind. It's totally based on the features that we have, and we work on it together. For example, for boosting thing, most of the implementation was on the dApp side, so we can say that we just made things in the dev working group instead of the Give Economy working group. But the boosting thing is a kind of Give Economy thing. So we're a little bit got confused about reporting.
Yeah, I think that's what Rochelle was saying is this document is supposed to help for those contributors to figure out which tasks go into which working group and try to create those visual boundaries of where one working group starts and one ends. So I think that this is supposed to try to clear up some of that confusion.
And also, it is also okay to have like the best estimate of the allocation, whether it's dev or give economy. So an estimate of those R's would also be okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Rochelle probably has it. It's like use your best judgment, and I don't think the consequences will be too bad if you know if they make a small mistake with this. Great. So then for this year, maybe just work through this working group definition and this is done, or you want more comments on it? The working group definition?
Yes, it's not yet done. Like we still have to like the working groups has to visit it first because the only thing we did there was to list down all the tasks that everyone has on their role proposals, so there's not much of a definition yet on each working group.
Okay, great. So yeah, working group leads or working group contributors can go through this and leave some comments or suggestions, I suppose. And monthly time reporting. Did you talk about this as well?
Yes, just sending a reminder for everyone who did not fill that out yet for the month of September to please fill it out. And we'll also send reminders for this so that you could finalize the R's for September.
Great. Great. And we'll keep reviewing. Okay, and that's another topic altogether. Role proposals. Do you want to talk about this at all, Nico? Nico? Anybody? Or am I frozen or?
I don't think Nico's here. Hello. So, but I can take it. So, we currently have Corey's role proposal up in the forum. So it's been more than 5 days. So if you have other comments or suggestions in her role proposal, please add it there. If not, we would be posting a DAO vote for that. And also, Mo has updated his role proposal from 100 Rs in his initial proposal to 130 Rs. So since this is an increase in Rs, it would also need a DAO vote. So yeah, there's a poll in there. Please vote there if you want to approve it, the increase of Rs, or not. And if you have comments, just leave it there. And also, Mitch has an update on his role proposal, also an increase in Rs. So there's a poll. Read, I think, and it's in the comments on the reason for the increase of his Rs. So please vote on these role proposals so that you could add a DAO vote for them.
Great. Thanks for stepping in, Rochelle. Great. And then after that, okay, sorry, this is the one that I was trying to say, the Giveth feedback summary. And so this was this post here, collecting feedback that was given on the self-review forms. Right. And this is here. I don't know if Nico, if you're back, what are the next steps?
Hello, Sorry, I lost my connection, but yeah, I'm back now. So yeah, for that one, that was the one that I was mentioning earlier. So that one is a summary of all the evaluation that we had for our self-review forms. So for those working group, for those people who have not yet addressed and checked the comments in there, please check on that one. So yeah, we are planning to give an update on this every 2 months. So every 2 months we will gather this feedback and present it to our calls for transparency purposes and for us to address the feedbacks that we have in there. So yeah, the purpose of that one is just for the people to check and to address each concern that we have.
Great. Yeah, this is what I was complaining about before. Next time, just make a forum post with the actual content, then a forum post linking to a Google Doc.
Okay, we'll take note of that, Mitch. So we'll avoid using Google Docs moving forward. Thank you.
Yeah, Google Docs are great for like copy editing, but it's just okay. Great. So that's in there. Looks like some people are engaging, and if you've got more to say, go ahead and jump in. Next one here, sponsoring ETH Medellin. Looks like Mateo threw this up here. That's going to be starting on the 18th. Asking if we would like to fund it or sponsor it or not sponsor it. And yeah, go ahead, read the post and engage. Looks like the temperature has been around not funding it, but we can always donate to the project. Any questions or comments before we move on? Multi-level accounts. This is from Mo Saeed, who is not here, but basically he writes out a pretty good spec and flow for doing this multi-level account improvement on the DApp. Currently, this is the third highest voted thing on the token log. So it seems like a feature that people have signaled they want to see come into the DApp. So please review all of this. Looks like he put a lot of work into this post and making this all clear for everybody. So please go ahead and read this. Try and understand if there's something that doesn't make sense or a way that can be improved. This is now the time to say something before work begins.
Wow.
Yeah, he really goes deep in here. He's got videos and wireframes and flow charts.
I can say it's been more than a month that we just reviewed all the blockers for onboarding users better, and we just moving things forward. We had a kind of model from Bitcoin that separated the connecting wallet with creating accounts, and we have to do lots of things here, especially for the existing accounts that we have for the users. But it was formerly multiple accounts, but it has been changed to a kind of a new flow for creating, sign in and sign up, I can say. So the having the multiple accounts, goes after this. If we make our sign in and sign up much more better, we can continue with that. Sorry, just giving you a brief about this.
No, that's good. That's good. So yeah, everyone, take some time, since this is going to change a lot of things on the DApp for the user flow. So take some time, make some sense of it and leave your feedback for Mosaid and Monique, so that we can move forward with this highly preferred feature, it seems. 2 minutes left on the call. Just dropping into PSAs real quick. The Q3 and our give distribution started on the 2nd, minting 34 tokens. Please read the instructions if you haven't done it yet. Some people have made some mistakes already. If you're not sure about anything, just ask me. And the eligibility period will be closing on November 2nd. Buddy reviews. Again, make sure you're having a call with your buddy and checking in. There's buddy review guides up on the forum, I believe. So if you're not sure how to do any of that stuff, we've got guides that'll take you through every part of the process. Self-review forums, including giving feedback for Giveth, and as well another form for giving feedback to your fellow contributors. So go ahead and get that happening. And with a minute left, are there any last minute comments for this call?
Thanks, Mitch.
All right, we'll wrap it up.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mitch.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Yes, in Bogota.
Yeah.
Ciao.